In order to make a transformation like this to this, or even this, you must be in a calorie deficit or a diet, or as the bros like to refer to it, as a cut. It's cutting season, bro. In order to do this, you must track your caloric intake to ensure you're eating less than your maintenance calorie intake each day. In this video, I will show you how to track foods with a food label, foods without a food label, and then foods with a food label like grains that have a different weight before and after cooking. Let's get to it. The first one will be something with a food label like what I have here. Cottage cheese, okay? The food label says that half a cup or 114 grams has 4.5 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbs, 11 grams of protein. Now, there's a volume measurement with the half cup, and then there's a weight measurement with the 114 grams. Which one do I go by? Always, always, always go by weight, grams or ounces or milliliters. It's going to give you a more accurate indicator of the actual calories in the food you are having. For example, if I have a half cup of cottage cheese, it's going to have a different density than a half cup of cornflakes. This is heavier, a lot more dense. I'm going to get a lot more cottage cheese than I would cornflakes. So I'm not going to be able to track both accurately if I just use a volume measurement. So when I log this into my food journal, I like to use MyFitnessPal for myself and my clients. I simply will refer back to the food label when I look it up in the database to ensure that it is correct. Anyone could put foods into MyFitnessPal. Joe Schmo could put it in, but he could put it in incorrectly. He could say 4% milk fat cottage cheese has 16 grams of fat, 100 grams of carbs, and 111 grams of protein in a 114 gram serving. He may have just meant to type in 11 grams of protein, but he typed in an extra 1, and now there's 111 grams. It's not your fault for selecting it if you do. It's his fault for putting it in wrong. You just got the short end of the stick. So always refer back to the food labels when logging your foods into your app. But this is how you track a food with a food label correctly. Refer to the food label, weigh it out, and log into your app accordingly. Real quick, let me show you how to use the food scale. So let's say I wanted 2 ounces or 56 grams of my 4% milk fat cottage cheese. Okay, I need to weigh it out, right? So take a vessel, I'm using a bowl today, put it on the scale. Now you may be saying, oh man, Ben, it says 383 grams. What do I do now? Oh man. Look, guys, never fear. Zero out the scale. Don't worry about the weight of the bowl or the plate or the vessel you're using to weigh your food, okay? Just zero it out. Hit that tare button. Kaboom! Look, it says 0. I'm going to switch this to grams, right? And I want 56 ounces of this stuff, right? So 56 ounces. This is almost empty. Hopefully there's, I said ounces, 56 grams of this. So plop, 29 grams, which is just over 1 ounce. 53. Let's see if I get it right on the dot. 56. Guys, 56 grams is also 2 ounces, right? So I usually weigh stuff in grams because most food labels are in grams, but it's also important to know that there's 28 grams of 1 ounce. This way you can do the conversion. So if I switch it over, look, 56 grams is 1.98 ounces. Okay, so basically 2 ounces. Next up, we're going to discuss how to track a food that has a food label, but plot twist, it's giving us an unprepared calculation of the calories. Let me give you an example. Rice or grains in general. That could be pasta, it could be quinoa, it could be barley, all that sort of stuff. So the food label says there is in a quarter cup or 45 gram serving. Always go by weights, guys, grams, milliliters, or ounces. So I'm ignoring the quarter cup. I'm looking at the weight, 45 grams. 45 grams has 35 grams of carbs, 3 grams of protein, 0 fat, okay? So what I'm gonna do is weigh this out. Put a bowl on a food scale, zero it out, pour in my rice, Then I'll cook it. I'll stick it in my rice cooker, I'll add water. Now, when I take it out of the rice cooker and it's cooked, it's gonna be heavier. Now the weight's all thrown off. It doesn't weigh 45 grams anymore. Oh man, what do I do? How do I track this accurately? Never fear, guys. Weigh it again. Now, let's just say it weighs 97 grams cooked. Okay, well, 97 grams of Coach Ben's one serving of rice he made on whatever the date is today was 97 grams, right? That's one serving. There we go. So weigh it before and after. And add that into your tracking app. I use MyFitnessPal frequently. So what I will do is go, okay, let's say for example, it was August 29th. Ben's one serving of jasmine rice on August 29th was 97 grams. I'll log that in because let's say I made another batch identical in size, but I added twice the water. Well, it's gonna be even heavier most likely. So I wanna make sure I'm weighing it each and every time, all right? And logging it into my app each and every time, right? Does that make sense, guys? So if you are cooking a grain, weigh it before and after you cook it, and then log that info into your tracking app. By the way, I do have a video on that subject on how to weigh grains and calculate calories from rice and pasta and that sort of thing correctly on my channel in more depth where I go through all this on camera. Check it out if you have any further questions. Last but not least, how to track a food without a food label, like a fruit or a vegetable, and today specifically a banana. So I have to weigh this to track it accurately, right? I'm not gonna eat the banana peel. Oh great, what am I gonna do? Weigh the amount you're gonna eat. It's the same thing for an avocado, it's the same thing for a coconut. An avocado is more calorically dense, but this will serve as an example. So I'll peel the portion of the banana I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna weigh that amount, and then I will look that up in my food journal, my food diary, log it, and I'm good to go. Another thing I'm not gonna do is eat these bananas anytime soon because they're still green. But I digress. That's it, guys. I really hope this video helps you out as you get started with tracking calories. I have a nutritional basics playlist on my channel going over grocery shopping, food preparation, and all the nitty-gritty in-depth stuff when it comes to tracking calories, adhering to a meal plan, a nutrition plan, a calorie deficit very consistently so that you can make progress. Check it out. It's really going to help you guys out. Hey, it could be a good cardio binge watch for you during your next cardio session. If you're interested in one-on-one fitness and nutrition coaching, I'm accepting one-on-one clients right now. Just go ahead and send me an email, ben@prophysique.com. I'll be happy to set up a no-cost consultation call with you to discuss your goals, your situation, and how we can work together to get you there. Take care.